What's up there, Knights? I'm Toxic Terror. Welcome to my channel. And today on Toxic Create Tutorials, I'm going to show you how to do a small, simple, basic iron farm. That's right. Now, Twisted, I taught her, and she showcased that on episode 3 that she released. And of course, she knew I was planning on doing tutorials for iron farms. So she didn't put my audio and stuff in because she knew I was going to make a tutorial video. Appreciate that. Today's, though, is going to be a simple iron farm. I'm not going to do one that's over the top. That's going to be in a later video. This one's for a simple, basic one. Now, first of all, we're going to get started. In the little new update we had, I added the Minecraft Capes mod. And I've made me my own sort of regal creeper cape for now on. So yeah. Now in my flowchart factory diagram tutorial video, comments told me that signs seem to be the easiest to understand. So the farm consists of 3 parts. You need cobblestone, which you use the drills, gravelstone, which in this tutorial I'm going to use millstones because they're easier to get early game. You can find the crushing wheels in abandoned buildings in this mod pack, but it's still hard to craft at the very beginning, so if you don't have access, you can't find the buildings, you're going to use a millstone. And then, of course, encased fan to process the gravel to get your iron nuggets. Now, that's also going to give you a byproduct of flint, which we will deal with in a little bit. I've already got a simple water wheel power generator right here, and I've got it geared up pretty fast and reasonable. So we're going to start off. The first things first is we need the cobblestone generator portion of this build. So I'm going to get this out right here. This should be what I need for it. Now, first of all, we got to have a way to transfer the power. And for that, I got a little encased chain drive right here. Because I want my drill to be up this high. Now, one more thing is I like to use these clutches. I highly recommend in any farm, any build you do, use clutches. That allows you to power your machines on and off to help combat lag or anything when you just don't need it. Now this drill will go right here in the front, just like that. And then, don't need those. I'm going to get these copycat panels, put, I didn't need one on this bottom one. But I'm going to make that L. I'm going to put one, well, I'm going to crouch, go under it, put one under it, and make that same L-shaped pattern. And then I'm going to click these with this nice little glass. Because this right here is what's going to hold the water and the lava. And I'm going to get up here, put 2 blocks just like that. And these copycat panels, they're, you got to make sure you're looking at the right direction, or otherwise, they're just, not going to do anything for you. Oop, I need to actually leave that in for a second, because, well, I need to put 2 more right there. Now, I'm going to hit these with glass. And now, you can do this the way. You can leave that top off, put it on last, however you really want to do it. Or if you're like me and you're pretty quick, you can hit this top with lava, then hit that drill with your water. The drill stays waterlocked, the lava stays up there, and boom, there's your stone. Now, of course, as you see, if I was to cut this on right now, Well, we get the cobblestone. It's going to water away because, you know. But we get the cobblestone. So that's the cobblestone generator part. The base cobblestone generator. And I'm going to turn this sideways for a second. And then just get a little bit more of my chain drive. Because I need a belt. Now, the cobblestone's going to drop right here. Dun, dun, dun. And then, millstone, dun. Dun. And I think this is going to be far enough. That should be far enough for what I want to do. So I'm going to take a chute. You don't have to, but I like to use a chute to help direct it. But if you don't use a chute, then every time this cobblestone breaks, you're going to have water flow out, and it's a big mess. So you're going to want to use a chute. However you want to do it. You know, you just got to make sure this water don't flow out. So the chute's the best and easiest way. Now, next thing you want to do is you want to build you a little bit of a buffer zone. So we're going to take a little bit of a vault and put a funnel on both sides. Now what that's going to do is this cobblestone, when the system backs up, it will back up into this vault to hopefully keep the system from overflowing. Now that right there, that is the cobblestone and its overflow. And let that be a tip right there. If you've got funnels on your hand, it's going to open your box with it. So you kind of want to make sure you're not holding the funnel in your hand. Now, we're going to put a millstone. And of course, we got to have a way for this stuff to get on and off of the millstone. Now, I thought this was going to be long enough, but I need to make it one longer, which is fine. To extend your belt, all you got to do is click it with the belt again, and it extends. And then this right here, we need another vault. Now this will allow the gravel to have a bit of a buffer zone. And trust me, you're going, and again, like I said, I do it every time and I don't know why. Let's see, let me get my gearboxes. Now we gotta bring power all the way out here. Let's see here. You know what? I'm going to take this gearbox, these encased chain off. I'm going to hit 2 gearboxes. Just my luck. That's going to make everything go the wrong way. So I need 2 more gearboxes. Which, in this case, now I'm needing to get all the way back over there. Get my shaft. And, well, I was kind of hoping it would have auto-corrected the direction and input, but it didn't. I'm trying to connect it to that. There you go. There it is, finally. Alright, we're going to need a vertical gearbox right here. It needs a cogwheel. But just like before, I want to be able to turn off that machine. So I'm going to do that. And then just run my shaft. Now if I had this turned on, it would then produce cobblestone into gravel. Now that is the first 2 sections checked off. Fairly simple. As simple as it can be. Now next, we got to start washing. So we want to bring, let's see here, a belt from right here, and we want it to go a little bit. We may have to make that belt just a little bit longer, but we will see. Let's see here. We need to come off of here. Nope. Get some encased. No. No, we won't use encased. We'll use shaft. That's already going in the right direction. Now I'm going to take this copycat panel and I'm going to click it right in front of this line. That way it's on this side, which will still leave us room to put a funnel right there, which will get the gravel out and onto this belt. Now, that and that. Not that. I want the clutch. I'm going to put 2 blocks right there because I got to have that clutch. I don't have to, but like I said, I like to be able to turn my stuff on and off. I highly recommend it. And then I have a lever. Now I need to power this. So we have vertical, vertical. We can do a regular gear there. And then connect this all with the shaft. Now first things first. Yes, this is sucking. We need this to blow. So we just take one of these shafts out, replace it with another gearbox. It is now blowing. Beautiful. We can depower that right quick. Then we're going to get our little copycat panels. And we only need one over there. But you've got to place one on the fan to be able to build off. So we'll do that. And then I'm going to hit just the 2 on the side with this. Because, and I don't have the other source. There we go. Is because of water. Now, we waterlock this panel. Now see, if I cut this on, now those particles are blue. But if I was to actually seal that, it's going to just block. Now in this case, since we have that funnel right there, that funnel will actually block the water. We don't technically need this little copycat panel right there, but I go ahead and put it in. Otherwise, if for whatever reason I need to break that funnel, well, then I'm just going to have water all over the place because I decided, again, not to have that little buffer for my water source. And if you don't know, just crouch, and these belts won't move you while you're crouching. So that right there, this is the washing system. And this is technically the end of the iron farm itself. So you just need you a vault. And then funnels. However, for this one, you need a brass funnel. And yes, you can find brass funnels in the other area in all the abandoned structures, or you have to, make brass. Or you can find any of the other brass things, like the mechanical arms and stuff. And since we have Corral Recycler, you can recycle it to get the brass you need. But you will have to have brass, just because you need to be able to filter. Otherwise, if you cannot access brass, what you need to do is slow this belt down substantially, and I will show you how. But you need to have a list filter. And these woolen iron nuggets, simple. I have a loud list saying iron nuggets and flint. So that's all that's going to let go in here. That way when that gravel comes right here, it'll just sit here until it converts. Now this right here is technically this farm. So if I cut the washer on, cut the millstone on, and now that I cut the cobblestone on, all this right here will start going through, coming through. As you see right now, there's nothing in the vault. And you don't get nuggets or flint every time. If we come right here in the JEI and click nuggets, bulk washing, gravel gives you a 12% chance of nuggets and a 25% chance of flint. So you don't get flint or nuggets every time. Why is it just throwing stuff out that... Oh no, I did not mean to place you right there. I don't know why it's pushing it out like that. It shouldn't be. That's a little strange. But, it's okay. So that's a little weird. It shouldn't actually do it like that, but it is. I'll check into that. But it shouldn't do that. What you could do, and what I will do, let's see here, is I like to use the glass, so I'm just going to go ahead and place, let's see, solid blocks on that. Ah, that's what it is. Okay, I see what it is now. I like to run this machine at 128, but I'm betting if I was to put a speedometer on here, that this machine is not running at 128. And I don't have a speedometer, so I'm going to go into creative and steal one right quick, just for the purposes of this tutorial. I try to always build my stuff in create and survival, and yes, it's only running at 64. We want this at 128. That's what's causing it. 128's my magic number. So what I'm going to do is I'm actually just going to go ahead and showcase something else, which I was planning on showcasing anyway to y'all, and that's this rotational speed controller. Now what it does is it takes this and it puts the power into this little machine right here that you can then tell it how fast you want it to go. In this case, now I move it up to 128. But I'm going to have to stop it for a second because by using that gearbox to turn it, it inverted all my signals. So see now that this machine's running at 128, this right here will not fail. That's what it is. I just didn't have my gear ratio up high enough. But yeah, as soon as you can, I would invest in rotational speed controllers, and you can find these out in the wild too, I do believe. But yeah, so this is the machine itself. This is why you want this little bit of a vault, is because materials will back up eventually, and you want that little extra bit. Not only that, but if you really wanted to, you could take these little depots right here. You could expand these vaults if you wanted to. Put depots at the end. And you could put funnels on the end of these. And if this was backed up with cobblestone, you could pull cobblestone out. And I do that right there, and boom, it's going to let me have the gravel out of there. Though I don't really want it. I was just trying to show that as an example. So I'll throw it right back in the system. But as you see right now, we got flint and iron nuggets starting to come in. Now that right there, this is the farm done. You're really looking at now nitpicking over your special needs. And that's where this storage comes in. Flint, and then you got your ingots. You can use mechanical presses or you can use drawers. So it all depends on what you're trying to do. And I'm going to show y'all both options. Now, first and foremost, we're going to shut down these machines just to kind of stop stuff right quick. Now, your two options are, well, according to what you're looking at, you've got three. A lot of people, what they'll do is they don't collect the flint to begin with. So they'll take something like netherrack, they'll throw that down, they'll light it with fire, they'll take one of these brass funnels, and I really should have done that differently. But yeah, they'll take a brass funnel, and in this case, they'll filter it. And if you don't know, if you crouch, you'll make the funnels turn inward. But if you're not crouched, the funnels turn outward. So if you're trying to set an outward filter, the best thing to do is crouch, put the funnel on, and then click it with your wrench to turn it around. And so a lot of people will do that, and they'll just discard the flint just to get rid of it. Because they don't want it, period. I mean, who needs hundreds of thousands of flint? Nobody, really. Unless you're crazy like me. And that is just part of my charm. So what we'll do is we'll run two belt lines like this. We're going to take these basins like this and these mechanical presses and like that. Now what this is going to do, this is going to compress. Now, like I said, now with them on belts, they won't come out at that angle. So they're just going to go with whatever side, with however the belt's going. So in this case, I want to tell it, nuggets come out here, flint comes out here. Now I want to set these filters too. And I've got an iron ingot, but I forgot to grab, which is the reason I collect flint, is this nice block of flint from Functional Blocks. I love this texture. I love the dark color. So this is why I collect flint. I'm going to tell this basin that that's what we want. And I'll tell the other basin that we're looking for iron ingots. And then, of course, you just set you up another vault. And I ran out of funnels. Yeah. I wasn't planning on going into this much detail, but I decided to go into this much detail after all. And that happens with me. I'll start out thinking I'm going to do something nice and simple, and I make it a lot more complex than I thought I would to begin with. So, we just need to power this. And again, I'm going to make a clutch. Now, I'm just going to power them both with one clutch. No reason to have multiple clutches. And as you see, boom, I have now overstressed it. It says that these are using 1,000 at a time, and yeah, I'm not producing 1,000. And especially at this speed, it's yeah. Now, a little bit with this is you have what's called the stressometer. Kind of like the speedometer we showed you earlier. It'll tell you that, yeah, I'm not running nowhere near as much. So what I would do then in turn, and I'm just going to go into creative because, again, I was not planning on going this in depth. And I hate going in creative when I have to change things. But in this case, I'm going to go just like this. And instead of, since I'm using a speed controller, I don't have to worry about the gear ratioing. So instead of three big and one small, I can run 4. But as you see, if I'm running the presses, nothing else can be ran. So I'd have to have a lot more of these water wheels to run everything at once. But right now, I'm just going to shut that off. But yeah, that is storage option 1. And then just to show y'all, you know, we're going to keep those turned off. And I'm going to turn everything else back on and let it build up for a second while I show you option 2. Because option 2, I can set up without it affecting the power or anything. The reason I don't like option 1, these presses, I mean, it looks cool. You're going to get the ching, 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 ching. You're going to get the bonking sounds. It's nice. I love it. I do. But again, it makes it just a wee bit more complicated. Now, what I like to do is just bring me a little line. And that's one thing I noticed. I actually never hooked up. Would it be this simple? No. I'd have to have 2. Unless I go gearbox. Like that. Now, see how that's going to. And see that right there. There we go. There we go. There we go. We're going to stop that right there. And I'm going to do this. Now I have 2 things. I have a 2-tier and a 3-tier compacting drawers. And this is from storage drawers. If you've watched anybody, you'll probably notice that you use storage drawers a lot with Create because it does actually go really great. Now the 3-tier I use for my iron because it gives you nuggets, the ingots, and the blocks. The T2, the 2-tier, I use it for the flint because the flint and the blocks of steel. Now, of course, before I actually place that stuff in there, I need to come back here and I need input funnels. So I'm going to crouch to make sure they get input funnels. Make sure I'm looking, okay, the 3's on this end, so this is going to be the iron. That's going to be the flint. So now I can come back over here. And then if I wanted to, I could put an output funnel, which right now I'm going to leave this as an input. But I could put an output funnel just right there. Now it's got flint. It don't have enough iron nuggets yet. It's still a little lacking in them. I guess it'd been good if I hadn't of accidentally deleted some of them. Seriously. Like I said, those funnels will connect to anything. So you got to be very, very careful. But in this instance, we got enough flint. We don't have enough iron nugget. But see, boom. It compacted that flint down. 1 block of flint. Now instead, what I can do is this. Is I can get this flint and stuff out of here. And I'm just going to Let's see, throw that right there. And then just throw all that. Now this flint and stuff's in here. So now if I was just to take this, make it out port. See, it just all comes in here. It auto compacts it. And that's 2 less machines and less power I needed. If I just done this, I wouldn't have had to redone my power situation. And even then, that wouldn't be enough to run these 2. It is enough to run the rest of this. Matter of fact, I'll even show you. If I cut everything on and then go back to the stressometer, I've actually got 768 left, which 256 of that would have been the small water wheel. So I could actually have gotten rid of 2 of these and just had 2 in the small water wheel, and it would have been enough. But this is my preferred method, is to use these storage drawers for compacting. And if you look at other YouTubers, Beardstone, Foxy No-Tail, they use these drawers in their builds. And then, of course, they transport the items to wherever they're storing them. So, you know, you have multiple options. You can just use a big vault. But I prefer these drawers. I don't have to worry about using more machines and stuff. And of course, as you saw, 25% chance for flint, 12% chance for iron. So if you're wanting a whole lot of iron, you need more of these drills and more millstones. But yeah, I hope you were able to follow that. I hope it wasn't too complicated. I really do. I try to make things not so complicated. I don't always have the best luck when I do that. But, and I hope I didn't go too fast for y'all. But, one last look. Cobblestone with the drill. Gravel with millstone. And then washing it for the encased fan to get your ingot, or your nuggets in your flint. But, like, share, subscribe. You know, join the Discord in the description. We do have a supporter server going on right now with this Toxic Create mod pack. If you'd like to join me and twist it on there, you know, join the Discord, get some more information. We're having fun, not only on our recording server, but on the Survivor server as well. Show my partner some love. And as always, you know, thank y'all for being the best part of my day. And thank y'all for everything. Happy holidays, and I will see y'all in the next video.
One day I will have my victory, crush all my enemies so viciously. Work so hard my hands are blistering, and they will carve my name in history.